Yeah, so let's look at the solution to some few questions that the 2025 paper 1, so that you can see how you needed to go about it. For example, question number 1 there was saying simplify. So they wanted you just to simplify. So when you are told to simplify, you expand and you simply collect the like terms. So that is the idea. Minus 2x, then x minus 1. So we just expand 3 times x will give us 3x. 3 times positive 3, that's a positive 9. Here, when you're multiplying, make sure that you also pick up the negative sign in front. So negative 2x times x will give me negative 2x squared. Then negative 2x times negative 1 will give you positive 2x. Then we collect the like term. I want to highlight something before I move on. A lot of people make mistakes when you have x plus x. That is the same as, like, there's a 1 in front of x. So it's like 1 plus 1. So in here to give you 2x. So, but if you are x multiplied by x, that will give you x. You raise it to a power 2. That is the same thing if you have x multiply, in this case, by x squared. It's simply when you are multiplying, the power changes, raises. So because that's just 1, so it will raise now to the power 3. So that's what you need to do. That's what you need to remember there. So we can collect the like terms. I can see this and that. That would be 3x plus 2x. Just shift it with the sign it has. Plus 9 minus 2x squared. That 3x plus 2x will give us 5x plus 9 minus 2x squared. It simply means you have actually simplified that one. Unless you just want to rearrange them, it's possible you can also rearrange them if you want, but that's also fine, just leaving it the same way. Okay, let's move on to the second one. It says evaluate. So they want you to evaluate 4 raised to half multiplied by 4. Now, if you remember from your laws of indices, this is coming from indices. If you have got a raised to m over n, that can be written, this n becomes a root, and the base goes into the root, and whatever you get, you raise it to the power n. That's the idea there. But if you have got a 1, in this case, if you have 1 over n, this is just the same as n becomes just the root of a. So that's the idea. So because there's a 1 here and we have a 2 at the bottom there, so a 2 is normally a square root, so we don't put a 2 there, just the square root of 4 multiplied by 4. So what's the square root of 4? It's a 2 multiplied by 4, which is simply going to give you 8. So 8 is actually the answer that they wanted you to get there. Hopefully we are together. Then the third one there says factorize. So it says 3a minus c minus 3b plus bc. Now when you see such an expression and they tell you to factorize, and they are 1, 2, 3, 4, you can factorize by simply grouping the terms. So you can see if at all there's anything, you can try to shift them, move them, but in this case this is actually workable. Just right away you can simply just group them and factorize what is common. Now here, what is common? I know you are saying there's nothing common. Actually 1 is actually common, so 1 will be out, and you are going to have 3a minus c. Here, if the sign here comes out, so there's a negative, and what else is common? There's a b, so negative b is actually common. So if I divide negative b here, what are we remaining with? And there negative b. Negative will give us positive, will remain with just 3a. Positive and negative will give us a negative. This b and that b will cancel, I'll remain with c. Then you can group what is outside. So you're going to have 1 minus b. Then because what is in the bracket is the same, so we are going to have 3a minus what? C. So you can see that is the solution they wanted you to get in this exam. All right. So it's always good to actually revise, pause the videos. You can watch out some more videos in physics, chemistry, biology, and also additional mathematics in case you take that on YouTube. You can also check our Facebook page at so you can actually check at Cell Power. So at Cell Power Tuition Center. So you can actually check out at Cell Power Tuition Center on YouTube, on Facebook, and even on TikTok, so that you can actually get to learn more. Thank you so much for watching.